As well as getting weekly class music lessons, there's the opportunity to get lessons on specific instruments from the school's music tutors. This video explains what instruments are on offer from the tutors themselves.
Hi, I'm Mr. Belsham. I teach guitar and bass here at Grangemouth High School. You're probably familiar with what a guitar looks and sounds like, so I thought I'd show you a bass. This is a bass guitar. It has 4 strings instead of the regular 6 strings that a normal guitar has. The other big difference between a guitar and a bass is that instead of strumming chords like we do on a regular guitar, we're only playing one note at once on a bass guitar. But those notes are really low and loud. Be heard even if the drums and the guitars are really, really loud. The bass sort of cuts through everything really, really well. We play with our fingers over here. So you put your thumb on this black plastic bit up there, that's the pickup. You start with your pointer finger and you pull that up towards your thumb to pluck it. You can use your middle finger as well. Okay, I'll show you a little bit of something to see how the notes sound on the bass guitar. See it?
Good afternoon, I'm Mr. Brown. If you choose drumming in high school from 3rd year upwards, you will come and see me and you get access to this beautiful drum kit in Grangemouth High School.
Hello, my name is Mr. Brown and I am the brass tutor for the Grangemouth cluster. Now a brass instrument, I hear you ask, is one of these things. We make a sound by buzzing our lips like a raspberry and we put that onto the instrument and it makes it nice and loud. Just like so. Here's an example of me playing some tunes on the trumpet to give you an idea of what it sounds like. So that is the trumpet, the smallest of the brass family. Now if we double that in size, we get this thing, which is our trombone. And it's slightly different from the trumpet because we use a slide to change between the sounds. That means we can make some pretty cool effects. That's called a glissando. So we can use that in some tunes and gives us a cool effect. This little tune is called the Acrobat. There we go. The trombone. And if we double that in size again, we get this monster, which is my instrument. This is the tuba. And it plays all the loud and the low stuff in the orchestra and in the bands. This tune I'm going to play now is Ride of the Valkyrie. Again, you may recognise some of this. So these are examples of some of the brass instruments that I teach and that you have the opportunity to learn, and I hope to see you at some point very soon.
Hello, I'm Miss Mason and I teach the family of woodwind instruments, which means I teach the flute, the clarinet and the saxophone. Now the flute is the oldest of these instruments, with examples dating back many thousands of years and made from bone. The clarinet was the next to emerge in the late 17th, early 18th century, and the saxophone is the youngest, dating from the mid-19th century. Now, how the sound is produced on these instruments is very different. And in fact, how the sound is produced on the flute is really quite unique, because instead of blowing directly into the instrument, you blow over a hole to produce the sound. So if you've ever tried blowing across a bottle to make a sound, then it's a pretty similar technique. Now, both the clarinet and the saxophone use this, and this is called a single reed. It's in fact a piece of cane that, when attached to the mouthpiece of these instruments and you blow directly into the mouthpiece, then this cane vibrates against the mouthpiece to produce the sound. And I'll now let you hear what these instruments sound like. Clarinet. And the alto saxophone. So, if you're interested in finding out what these instruments sound like when they're fully built, there are many online recordings that you can source to hear what they sound like when played by professionals. So you'll be wondering, what happens next once you've picked the instrument that you would like to play? Well, you need to make sure you have enough time in your week to practice between lessons. You can't just take the instrument home and leave it in its case from one week to the next. You need to be able to find time to practice regularly. It doesn't need to take over your life, but you need to practice. I hope to meet you soon.
Hiya, my name is Mr. McWhorter and I am the pipe band drumming instructor at Grangemouth High School. If you don't know what the snare drum is, it's one of these. Okay, hopefully you've seen a pipe band play around town. It's called the snare drum because we've got these snares in the bottom, and if you can see right into the top of the head, there's some wires there as well. And when we hit the drum, these snares vibrate. Anyway, I think I'll give you a little demonstration just to let you hear it. And this is just a very short bit out of a drum fanfare. And this is kind of where the drummers can play without the pipers and show off a little bit, I guess. And if you would like to sign up for lessons, then please get in touch with the music department and we can make that happen. Happy to start anyone that's willing to give pipe band drumming a go. We're only too happy to see you. Okay, thanks.
If you're interested in learning any of the instruments you've seen, please speak to your class music teacher.